Hey there, welcome to a Saturday, August 2nd edition of the Micro Budget Diary, something diary. Little bit of bad news. I got the follow focus actually, I got it, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday, but I didn't have a chance to even open it until yesterday, last night. And when I did, I discovered that the person who sold it to me unknowingly left one of the screws out of it. And I won't go into the details until it's working and I can show you how it works and why it didn't work so well without the screw. B, there is, I thought I had it right here, but I don't. There's a ring, like a kind of a rubberish ring with teeth on it that goes around your lens, and then you attach the follow focus to it, and then when you turn the knob, it gets good traction. And it is so small that it won't fit around even my smallest lens, which I think is 68 millimeters in diameter. This thing would maybe fit like a 40 millimeter. So I don't know if she had like a real thin lens and she cut it off or exactly what. And then finally, the rod that goes between the attachment on the cage of the camera out to the follow focus is not long enough. So she must have had a very small lens and a very short lens such that she didn't need much. And I think it comes with this very short thing. So the good news is I think I have one at work that I've literally never used. It might be too long, but I got to figure that out. So basically that was 2 hours of frustration. I did let her know, and she said she would look for and hopefully find that little piece. And I do have a piece I could use, but I rather not. So we'll see what happens there. The good news is, this is sort of neutral news. I went through the script this morning over parts of it that we went through last Sunday because I needed to smooth out a few things, which I did. There was one scene that we cut the end of, and to me, it didn't motivate the cut to the next scene, so I'm trying something else there. I'll run it by them hopefully tomorrow when we talk and see how that goes. But it's always fun to get back into the script after a while. It's sort of bittersweet because, as I've said a couple times, I have been working on this. Well, it's even more than 2.5 years. It's like 2 years and 8 months almost of working on this script. And you just get so used to working on it every day or every other day, or, you'll work on it in the morning, you'll come back at night or something. And there's probably no way to figure out how many hours I've spent on it, but I'm sure it's 2.5 years is like, let's say 800 days. It's more than that. And if I averaged an hour a day, which when you consider weekends, so I would say 1,000 hours, probably, 1,000 hours sounds right, which is 1/10 of the supposed 10,000 hours when you spend on something. Well, no, that's not right. 800 hours, not 8,000 hours. But no, even if it was 1,000 hours, that's 1/10 of the number 10,000 hours where you're supposedly become an expert at things. So don't know about that. Anyways, it's fun to get into it. And I think my original point is when you're done working on it and you take it to set and it just becomes a thing that sort of sits there and occasionally someone will reference to get a line, but all of the, he runs in, he races in, he speeds in, all that stuff doesn't matter at all. For a shooting script, doesn't matter at all as far as I'm concerned. So it is a little bittersweet when you get to the point where you turn it over to the actors. In this case, the director is myself and Reese and Brett. So I'll have some solace in that, take some consolation in knowing the director won't totally screw it up, as has happened in the past with a project I was hired to write. And then I could tell stories on that, but I won't. No begrudgings there. The last bit of good news is that I talked with the gentleman. I won't use names at this point yet, but I talked to the gentleman who I had talked to earlier in the week about potentially playing the Bubsy character, and he's read the script. He he had some notes on it. We talked about Bubsy, what kind of guy he is, and blah, blah, blah. Very fruitful conversation. He's excited about it. I still have to work out some details about where he's going to sleep and how much we need to pay him, but I'm sure it will be worth it. Speaking of that, I need to get an injection of money. So if you've got money laying around, send it to me. If not, I have got some alternate means that are pretty much legal. So that's good. And I also, another exciting, and I thought about actually upping the production value of these videos by including some clips of stuff that I'm working on. I'm doing some motion tracking because we've got some posters in the movie that, and I won't go into it too far, which brings me to something I need to ask you in a minute. But some fake movie posters based on things that are in the script. And so with the help of Chat GPT, meaning it, has generated a few posters which are for the purpose that they serve, which is being in the background and you're not really seeing them super carefully and it not really mattering a whole lot. They are surprisingly good, and it's a little spooky. It's a little cool, I guess. You give it some prompts, you tell it, and it makes something, and then you make adjustments. So did I put a graphic artist or an artist out of business? Probably not. Did I keep a little food off his table? Maybe, but I wouldn't have been able to afford that person, so I would have been looking for a volunteer. So still a little conflicted on that, but I have to say the results are pretty neat. Now, what I was going to ask you, if you would leave a comment, I really haven't said that much about the movie in terms of what it is, and I don't think I put the table read on YouTube. I had it on Patreon, but that kind of fell apart. So for the 6 of you watching this, maybe 7, maybe 3, would you like to know more about the movie, or would you rather it be a surprise? And because I'm thinking, I could really go through the script and really have a pretty deep discussion on it for anyone who might be interested, which may be very few to know people. And then I'm hoping I can find someone on the crew or sort of like a bonus person who will make like a documentary behind the scenes, a making of the movie, which I think would be really cool. And I mean, it would be cool for us in the production, but it would be very cool for the person making it. It would be a great education, blah, blah, blah. So I need to look into that, actually. Those, I think, are the updates. Hopefully we're going to finish going through the script tomorrow. Then I'm going to break it down and send a semi-finished copy of the script to the cast so people can start getting their lines and so forth. That's about it for Saturday. Probably won't have one tomorrow unless the results of our discussion are particularly fruitful. So things on balance are good. Headed into 2 months from today is the first day of production, which, yeah, it's not really surreal because I've done this 3 times before. But how is this one different? I'm going to give that some thought, and maybe in the next episode, it'll be a bonus episode, I will maybe think about that some more and comment on it. Anyways, for now, thanks for watching. You know the drill, so I won't tell you the drill, and I'll see you next time.